What's up, everybody? Another day of push and record and talking to y'all. And everything is more expensive when you're broke. And that's what we'll be talking about today. Um, you know, one of the first examples of things that happens when you're broke, it's like, I remember the days when I'd be spending and I wasn't keeping track of my budget, and I would overdraft in my account, like my bank account. And it would be like 35 bucks. This was like Bank of America or something. And that stuff would actually kill me. And the late fees on paying on credit cards and stuff. And it's like, that all affects your credit, which then, like, affects it all. Like, it's just a cycle that you can't get out of. And those are fees and stuff that they, put on to people, that they depend on people not being able to pay this stuff. So you can, pay them more. And so when I started realizing that, like, I'm actually, and it's hard to get out of that cycle. Like, you're digging yourself in a deeper hole, and you're spending this money before you're even making money, and it's like you can never catch up, living paycheck to paycheck. And that's probably where a lot of people find themselves. They're like, why is it so hard, and why is it all this? It's because you're probably not making the right financial decisions, and you're poor. And that means that you're probably paying a tax on a lot more stuff that people that have wealth don't really pay. Like, people that have money can afford to buy in bulk. And if you don't have money, you're probably buying one thing at a time, and you're paying more for that. It's just kind of like what happens when you can't buy more. Like, that's just kind of one of the effects of that. Another example would probably be like, you're constantly, like, the ATM fees and late fees and stuff is another example. So, I recommend trying to change something, like canceling a subscription and putting that subscription money into a savings, and watching how that actually eventually changes the game for you. Having $500 saved up for, like, emergency fund, like, as far as if you have to, like, pay one of those $35 overdraft fees or something. Like, maybe if you have $500 saved up, you won't even make those type of withdrawals that are getting you to be overdrafting and stuff. So, I kind of wanted to talk about that because I feel like it's something that we don't think about enough. It's like, really, you have to, like, make sure that you fill in your gap. The gap between your income and what you're spending on. And if you keep, like, letting lifestyle creep affect you, and you're just like, all these little things will add up, and you just will never have money. And so I highly recommend, like, really trying to look at one thing that you could cut out of your life that would be beneficial, to use that money towards saving or investing, because you probably could go without eating out a couple times a week. I barely eat out ever, but a lot of that goes to because I know I'd rather spend the money on getting groceries and eating at home. And if you did that a little bit more, like, you probably won't be living so paycheck to paycheck. And I know it's easier said than done, but, like, it's just, that's why I say start small. Start with one thing. You don't have to go crazy, but make it intentional, that, like, this money I'm going to start putting towards saving, as opposed to, like, having to pay more. Like, another example would be, like, you buy clothes cheap or shoes cheap, like running shoes, and then they end up going bad, like, in a couple months, instead of, like, lasting a little bit longer. And that's what quality buys, when you can afford it. Otherwise, you're buying stuff cheap, and you're going to buy it more often, and it's going to be at a more expensive price. So that's kind of what I'm saying here, is that it's more expensive to be poor when you can have money and not be paying late fees and all that. Like, that's where you're bleeding money. That's where the leak is. So you have to get on top of that a little bit more. I wish I could dive in deeper for you, but it's really a system built to keep us poor. I see it. I see it all the time. People are constantly wanting to spend money. And I do too. Like, I want to spend money too. Don't get me wrong. But I know it's not worth it all the time. You have to pick and choose your battles. Like, where are you going to spend money? How many times are you going to do it in one weekend? Like, my weekend, I spent money on Friday, and I can't continue to keep spending on Saturday and Sunday, and going into the week, like, with all this, I wouldn't say debt, but like just all expenses. You have to get that under control for yourselves. I like to stay in and keep like a quiet life, and that's actually a cheap life. Like, I don't have to spend a lot of money. And yeah, maybe it's not for everybody, but for me, I've realized that there's so much that I get out of, you know, I mean, you could go outside and go for a walk. Like right now in my neighborhood is the Halloween parade and stuff, and it's free to just go around and walk. I don't even want to do that because like out there, it's like they're going to make you spend money and like buy food and all these different things. So like I recommend just finding those cheap things. Like I like to go for walks and go outside. I like to play tennis with my friends, like stuff that's free. Reading, learning, and all that will get you so much further, I feel like. So I highly recommend like definitely getting on top of like your budget and your spending and how much you're saving, because you don't want to be taxed on being poor. It's just that's what the rich people want. That's what they've realized, and that's why they're not doing it. So I highly recommend you start thinking in that mindset of like, how do I get out of this? And it's not like huge moments. It's literally little moments every day that are that stack up over time. It's not going to happen overnight. I understand. Like I give you 5 years to do it. I hope that doesn't take hope out of you, but I just know that for me, it took like that amount of time to really get things under control, because you'll start saving, you'll start budgeting, and you're like, oh, why am I doing all this for? Like, no, but it's compound interest. It's that time stacking up that's going to get you to where you want to go. You know, I'm sitting here in my 2014 Ford Fusion. There's a cover on the steering wheel because the steering wheel's deteriorating. Like, I've been hit a couple times. It's got dings, and it just went over 150,000 miles. But I'm hoping this thing goes to like 300, 400,000 miles. I'll drive this for another decade if I could. And I'll try to take care of it as much as possible. But the thing is, it's like, that's what being rich is, I think. Like, that's how you're going to become a millionaire, is by making decisions like that. It's not spending money to impress other people that you don't even know or care about. And being wealthy is like the stuff you don't see every day. It's the decisions that you like don't want to go out when everybody else is, or deciding to eat in instead of buying out food. All those things really do matter. You just have to start, and you have to hold yourself accountable, and you have to be consistent. Slow, steady consistency is going to get you out of this. So that's pretty much all I got for this one, guys. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you made it this far in the video, you are awesome. You're the best. This is who I do it for, you. Let me know in the comments who made it this far in the video, or let me know in the comments, like, do you agree? Like, is being poor like more expensive than being rich, or like having money? Like, I really believe this. Like, it really, like, it's stressed out. Like, you don't want to be living like this. So give me your thoughts in the comments. Let me know. My name is Sai. I'm an actor, creative director, and daily YouTuber, and I help creatives like yourself build a life that actually works, and something that you actually want to work towards. And that's what all this money talk is really about. So if you like this video, smash that thumbs up button, hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time we drop new content like this. We drop videos daily. And when I say we, I mean me. And yeah, and subscribe to the channel. It's free. It really helps me out, and it helps the channel out, and you can always change your mind whenever you want. In the description, I got my school community, looking for people that want to like grow with their money. Just get inside there so we can start talking about like how we can get you to a better place in 2026. And I got some books down there that have changed my life in more than one way, not just money, but creative wise and stuff. And that's what we're doing here, is trying to like make money so our creative selves can actually thrive and we can live the life we really want to. So videos are popping up on your screen right here. YouTube is suggesting you're going to really like them, and I know you will. So jump on that. All right, guys, you're not behind. You're just getting started. So let's build this life on purpose. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Boom.